I box, I can swim, I can do everything. I pretty have a better body than most people, even though they have legs. So I passed the test of God. Yes, you had a train accident, and even more, you lost your legs. And I started laughing again. I was like, no. I feel my legs, it can't be real. And then I took it off, and I saw it, and I was like, damn, it's real, Money as a game, right? Do you know GTA? Like, I think your audience know GTA.
GTA game, yeah. Grand Theft Auto.
Exactly. When you die and then you have a second chance, you come out of the hospital, right? And then what do you do to get more money in the game? You get better. And if you get better, your life gets better. And obviously your money. The biggest lesson that I learned from this accident is it starts within the mind. It starts absolutely within the mind. And you attract what you are, right? So whatever you think of, you're going to attract, So yes, this is the biggest thing. And I see a lot of people, they cannot control their mind. I would say if you're young, you have time, you have no responsibilities. So try out everything, right? And I think you're going to find out pretty fast where you're good at, where is your passion, and where you can actually involve. The life can be over next hour. So you don't have time. So do something with your life. Whatever you want to do, I don't care. Just do something. I learned this whole stuff mostly in my hospital bed. And I was literally high on medicine, right? And I was looking like this, was typing things in it, and learned this, And then over time, it got better. I lost a couple million in e-commerce.
Couple of million. Hello, everyone, to another episode of my podcast. And today we have my very dear friend Yannick. He's a mindset expert, but he himself doesn't love any title. But I think he's a person who can motivate anybody, no matter how depressed you are. And depression is a myth, according to him. And he's also a multi-millionaire e-commerce founder. He doesn't want any title, but I know he's making a lot of money. So these are the real millionaires who don't show off with, Lamborghinis and Bugattis, but real humble millionaires. So welcome to another episode. So Yannick, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah. So Yannick, before we start, going on, please tell me something about your background, where are you born, what are you doing currently, and please tell me something about the audience.
Sure. So my name is Yannick. I grew up in Switzerland. I was very good at football till I had the accident in 2018. Then I lost both legs, and then I involved into e-commerce. In 2022, I moved out to Dubai, and now I'm actually living my dream life. Yeah, that was just a small introduction what I actually did, but we can go then more in detail later on.
So coming back to that accident and losing your legs, it's a life-changing thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So how did it happen? If you can, tell us.
Yeah, sure. So back then in 2018, I was just mainly playing football. I was really on the road to become a professional footballer in Switzerland, and I was a lot of outside partying, so I was every weekend partying outside with women, just living life as you do when you're
You're the star footballer.
Yeah, I was just good, but I wasn't like Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously, right? But so I was a lot of parties, I partied a lot, and then in 2018, on December 24th, I was out on a party in Zurich, and then after this, I had a train accident. So I went to Zurich, that's out of the city in Switzerland, went to the main station after the party. By the way, I was really drunk, and I went into the tunnel.
You were driving the car?
No, I had a train accident. So I was rolled over by a train.
Somebody else was driving the car?
No, a train, no car.
But you said, no, I was driving.
No.
Then?
I was going to Zurich.
Okay.
That's a different city.
Okay.
Right? And then after this party there I had, I went to the main station and I was drunk. I went to the tunnel, right, at the main station. And then I fall down to the, how do you say this?
Tracks.
Exactly, tracks. And then I was rolled over by a train, right? And then exactly like in the movie, you wake up, right? You open your eyes, you see your family crying in front of you. You close it again, you open again. And
you were alone in that place or somebody?
No, at the accident?
Accident spot?
Yes, I was alone, yeah. I was alone. I was with one friend, but he left before. So he's not anymore my friend.
So you were so drunk you didn't realize that you were entering a tunnel?
Yes, I don't know. I don't remember anything from this evening. I just remember I woke up in the hospital. Exactly like in a movie, you open your eyes, you see your parents and friends in front of you crying, and then you ask what happened. And then they said, yeah, you were lucky. You survived the train accident. And I couldn't believe in the beginning. To be honest, I was actually laughing because like, couldn't happen, And then they're like, yes, you had a train accident, and even more, you lost your legs. And I started laughing again. I was like, no, 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 no. I feel my legs, can't be real. And then they took it off, and I saw it, and I was like, damn, it's real. So I had the shock for like a week, just like realizing you don't have any legs anymore. And for me, it was very hard because I was traveling a lot. I was playing football. I was outside every day, and then next day, done. So what do you want to do now? And yeah, this was a big shock in the beginning, but after a week, I actually realized, okay, you can do something. It's just all about you. But this was like the whole thing. It was very fast, right? Just a few hours, and then you just woke up in the hospital, and then yeah, your life changed.
So when you had that accident
Yeah.
and you were drunk,
Yes.
like who took you to the hospital?
They
People.
saw it. They saw it like ambulance.
Okay.
Yeah, so they obviously the train driver saw it that he rolled over something. So he saw me on the track itself, and then they called the police and ambulance, and they picked me up. And in this time frame, I was dead, so it was like 20 minutes till I was here. I share with them all photos if you want to from my accident, so you can also share with the audience, and they see what it actually looked like. And yeah, 20 minutes I was dead. I was there, and then they took me to the hospital. And a few hours later, actually, I woke up. So it wasn't like I was long in coma. I woke up very, very fast
But
by
but you
myself.
lost a lot of blood.
Yes, yes, that's why I died. Yeah, yeah. They were like, if we came a minute later, you would be dead, or like at least some brain damage or whatever, because they told me you shouldn't be here. First of all, you shouldn't even speak. They said 20 minutes. I think after 7 minutes, you have brain damage. Normally.
Yeah, if you have excess blood loss. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And it was actually very surreal when I woke up, they surrounded me, like the doctors, and then they told me, so like, you have God on your side, so like you shouldn't be here. And I was like I really can't, like, I can't fathom that I don't have a leg. So like, you should be dead.
So this is like your second life, you can say. Like
Yes, I really believe.
God has given you like a
Yes.
second chance.
Yes, my mom actually tells me this is my second birthday. Yeah. So yeah, they were like, you were lucky, my friend. You were very, very lucky, right? And that because of this, that's why I'm grateful. Because I can still speak with my loved ones, with my parents. I can do everything I want. But if it would be a minute later, you cannot speak, or maybe something like that.
But then, like, I mean, you were a professional footballer. Like your feet
Almost,
was
almost,
everything,
yeah.
and here you are having no feet. So how hard was it for you to accept the reality and I mean, adjust yourself to your current scenario?
I think it really just took a week to realize and accept, because what I basically did is in the hospital, I went to Google, and then I typed in who doesn't have any legs, or like something very similar to me. So I found two guys. One is, I think it's a Serbian guy. He doesn't have arms and legs, and he's a motivational speaker.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Nick. I think
I think
Nick
Nick's,
Santorio. Or
yeah, something very
yes,
inspirational guy.
yes,
Has
yes,
a
yes.
beautiful family. And then there's another guy. He's a black guy from America. I think he had lost it. No, he didn't lose. He was born like this, and he does wrestling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
You
seen,
know
I've
which
seen.
one?
Yeah, yeah.
So I looked at them both. I found them, and then I watched a lot of podcasts, to be honest, from them, and I realized you're not smarter than me. That's not arrogant, but it's like, okay, you achieved it, so I can do too, right? So this is my mindset. If I see it somewhere, it's like a proof for me. Okay, it's possible. You just have to figure out how, right? And this gave me motivation. And then I realized, okay, this is all by me, so I can just do everything. It's just like literally my mindset, how I want to do things, right? And I realized this after a week. After a week, I was actually laughing a lot. I was taking pressure off my parents, because I said, listen, I'm here, right? So it's everything good. We go through this time, and then it's good. And then also at the same time, after a week, I started with e-commerce, which gave me also like motivation. Oh, wow, you're making sales online. It's really working. So it gave me like this confidence. But I also do think it's from football itself. I don't like to lose. I absolutely don't like to lose. And I have this mindset, I don't fucking lose. I just only win. Doesn't matter when, but I win, right? And I had this mindset, I think in football, big, and it actually helped me now, right? Because literally I woke up, I had this whole experience, and I was like, okay, if I survive this, and I can decide if I want to die or not, what else can I actually like influence? Which means your whole life. which I did, and yeah, that's it.
But then you never had this realization, like no matter how much money, see, getting monetary success is one thing, but no matter how much money I have, I will never get back my original legs. Like, does that feeling ever came to you?
No, no, I never thought about this. Yeah, you need to make money to get your legs back. It's just done. Like so, like don't think back. So like I don't believe if you look in the past, because the past you can change, but what you can change is your future,
Like
right?
people have, like just 2 days back I had my legs and today I don't have it. Like,
Exactly. Like a lot of people live in the past, right? That's one of the reasons why you're depressed, because you live all the time in this past. Like this happened in 1988. I don't have time to think about or even talk about what happened in 2018, right? I have a life to live, and I need to look forward, and that's the only thing you can actually change in your life. What's in front of you, right? It happened, yes, but I don't care, right? I can change it in a way it benefits me. Like I train every day, I do boxing, I move to a place where it's very wheelchair friendly, besides of like Switzerland, and I made my life easy, but I changed it, right? And I don't look back and I don't sit here and say, oh, I don't have any legs, I'm a poor guy, poor me, 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 me. No, I looked at it, okay, how can I use it? Does it actually benefit me? Which it does, trust me, right? Even if you fly with me, you don't have to wait, there's no line. So there's benefits, Also you're a speak magnet, everybody comes to you, what is asking what happened to you, wants to know your story. So it helps you, So I took something that's traumatized me or would traumatize a lot of other people and did something good with it. And why? It's my mindset, and everybody can do this. So you can't change the past, but you can change the future, right? And that's my thing.
but a lot of times, even you are like good, your family is traumatized, like your mother, parents,
They are
like,
very happy. They are very happy. They are very,
no, when you
especially
lost your legs, like they must be very depressed. Like my
my
son,
father was very. I understand this. My mother, I think I have to
nobody
myself.
wants their child to suffer such thing.
Yeah, yeah. So my father was really like I remember was like well, it hit him hard. My mother is very similar to me. I'm very similar to my mother. Let's say this, and she told me. I remember when I woke up, she was like, "You're gonna go through it. I know you, right?" And at this moment, I was like, "I don't know." Like I woke up. let me just realize. But she was right. And today, they're actually very, very, very happy. And I'm also happy for them that I could take all the pressure and actually show them it doesn't matter. If you don't have legs or without legs, your life is still good. You're happy. You're here. I can speak with them. I can hug them, and still enjoy the time with them, right? So I took a lot of pressure out, but my father hit it hard. And also my sister, obviously. But
And what about your football buddies who used to play football with you?
they all actually visited me. So I'm from a town. It's called Bern. It's the main town in Switzerland, and actually the whole city visited me when I had this. Yes, the city is pretty small, right? So it's not big. So everybody every day came, like 20, 30 people came in to visit me. All football guys, military guys, corporate guys, friends, ex-friends, like a lot. So it gave me a lot of like hope. But with everybody, they couldn't really laugh with me because they didn't know if I'm just playing this or if I mean it seriously. But I meant it seriously, and I was actually happy because I just saw the good thing about it. Obviously, I didn't know I'm gonna end up here. Back then, it was a dream, but I didn't know it, and yeah, it was cool. It was actually very, very good.
But then you weren't depressed that I couldn't play football again. I mean, because you
No,
loved
that's
football.
that's the only thing I sometimes miss. Now, sometimes I don't really watch any football anymore unless it's like Champions League or World Cup. Then I watch it. But otherwise, I'm not really interested in it anymore. That's the only thing I a little bit miss, just to run around. But besides of this, you can do everything. You can drive, you can box, you can travel. And you can do a lot of other stuff. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah. But yes, I would like to play a little bit of football sometimes. Yeah.
And there was a nice story you were telling me about prosthetics. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
what happened there?
Yeah, so we were getting prosthetics with a crowdfunding campaign in Switzerland. And that was actually very funny because I thought in the beginning, if you never had prosthetics, you have this like, oh, okay, I'm gonna walk normally, like I did everything. But once you have that shit on, then you're gonna realize that's completely different. It's like you have no feeling, obviously, right? You need for everything like 20 minutes. Even going down 2 steps takes like ages, to do it. And I realized, okay, I'm way slower with prosthetics, so let's just be in a wheelchair. Why? Because that comes again, marketing, right? I was like, this is a speak magnet if I'm in a wheelchair, right? Because if I have pants on with my prosthetics, nobody is going to know that I have prosthetics. But if I'm sitting in a wheelchair, it's pretty clear something happened to you, you know? So people come naturally to you, you know? And especially from A to B, I'm a person that just wants everything fast. So from A to B, I want to go in the fastest way. I don't want to have like 20 minutes to put my pants on, 20 minutes to go down the stairs, 10 minutes to go into a car. I don't have time for this, and especially no patience, you know? So I decided just to be in a wheelchair. And it's also very painful in my case to have prosthetics. So I refused to have it. Like I would never wear prosthetics again, to be honest. I'm just literally not interested. This is way better.
And then you started your e-commerce business after that.
Yes, I started after a week there because I was like, I have time. About 6 months, I was in 3 weeks in hospital and 6 months in rehab. So I was like, I have time, right? Because I still had the corporate job, obviously, and I was like, okay, I can do something, you know. So I learned this within 6 months, and in the first 6 months, I made 100,000, and it has basically proved myself, wow, I can do everything, you know. And that was like mid 2019. I came out. I told my old company I'm not gonna work again. I'm just gonna focus on this. And then since like middle 2019, I do this full time, right? And but it started with just like in the bed in the hospital, and I was on medicine.
So prior to your accident, you didn't had any idea about e-commerce or anything.
No, I knew you can sell online
Yeah,
stuff.
but you have no knowledge, practical, nothing.
No, I started from nothing, yeah. But back then it was also a little bit different for the audience that know drop shipping or e-commerce. They know that was the golden time, so you could just like launch a coffee and you're gonna sell it, you know. But today it's really like about human nature. What do you know about people? How can you read people, you know? And today it's different, you know. But back then you could just do and you just make sales, you know. But obviously you didn't know why, you know. Today I know exactly why, you know, and you can control it and also force it to do something. But back then it was like ka-ching, you made a sale, you don't know why, but it's working, you know. So from there on I learned this whole stuff mostly in my hospital bed, and I was literally high on medicine, right? And I was looking like this and had was typing things in it, you know, and learned this, you know, and then over time you got better. Obviously, I also lost a lot, but it's a journey, you know. So that's what I learned, and I stick through it, and now, yes, I live from it very good. Yes.
And the journey in e-commerce has been good. Yeah, like it's all profit, or have you made losses also?
Yes, of course, I lost a bunch of money. I think if somebody would say I never lost, they would straight up lie to you completely. I'm very honest. Yes, I lost a lot. You know, it's very normal to lose, but I also believe you have to lose in order to learn. You know, so we are humans. We only learn with pain, right? And if you lose, you're gonna learn, right? If you're smart enough, obviously. If you're dumb enough, you're gonna repeat the same mistake. So I lost a couple million in e-commerce.
Couple of million.
Yeah, about 3 million. I lost in 7 years. I do it. Yes, and but you made it back, and you learn from it.
You made a lot more than that.
Yeah. But you just you learn from it. You know,
It's part of the journey.
yes, obviously, yeah. So I see it more as learn money. I don't cry about it anymore, but it just gives you good lessons, you know. So to prepare for bigger levels, and that you also prepared for mistakes that could happen, you know. So one example is, for example, is I have a lot of bank accounts now just to spread out the risk because one of them got blocked, you know, and you learned from this. You
Yes.
know, I won't go more into
Huh.
details, but yeah, you learn from stuff like this, you know. You wouldn't learn if it didn't happen, you know. Yeah, people can tell you be careful, but you won't listen, you know, unless it happens, you know. So I'm very grateful actually it happened, and it wouldn't change again. Yes.
Okay, tell me one thing, Yannick. Like most of the people want three things for happiness, like health, wealth, and the happiness, basically their passion or whatever they love basically in life. So when you had this accident, you lost leg on the health side. You lost football, which was your happiness. And you lost a lot of money in e-commerce also. Which loss is the most hardest to, digest, or which is the hardest which has hit you?
Good question. I think my legs in the beginning. My legs, because in the
So
beginning,
monetary loss is like nothing in terms of,
money.
yeah, if you lose money,
It doesn't matter. You can make money. Money is everywhere. Like it's literally everywhere.
A
And
lot of people get depressed. I lost so much money in business, or Bitcoin, crypto, this, that. So it's like nothing in terms of that.
obviously in the moment, yes, but for me it's like a game. So I see life and also money as a game, right? Do you know GTA? Like, I think your audience know GTA.
GTA game,
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto, yeah.
Exactly. You know, when you die and then you have a second chance, you come out of the hospital, right? And then what do you do to get more money in the game? You get better. You as a person, right? And if you get better, your life gets better. And obviously your money, but you getting better. You know more ways how to make money, you know how to duplicate it, whatever, but you get better, and at a certain point, you know that that's not the issue. You can just make it, right? And if you lose it, it's also not the issue, right? It comes and goes. Same thing with life, So like, yes, in the beginning it was hard with money, with football, whatever, but you come over it, You see it as a game, So something came, it hit you hard, right? But you came back, and there's another path, right? Like always. So I have that mindset. There's always a solution. Maybe you don't know it yet, but there's a solution if you search for it. And if you, there's actually a funny saying. There's a video, maybe you saw it. So if the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
Yes.
And this is absolutely true. The more you do. At a certain point, you're gonna find out, right? And that's with everything, with happiness, with money. It's now also in my case with legs, right? So I knew, okay, I lost my legs. The football dream is done. Let's do something different. You lose, but even if you connect with other people, you will see they have the same stories like you. They lost even more than you, right? Like a lot. And they're still happy, or like just friendly, or just telling you, yeah, it's a game. So you see like patterns like, okay, it's a game, and the only way how I gonna win is if I get better, right? And how do you get better? If you involve yourself. You study, you network, you work, You work on yourself especially, on your mindset, how you see things, how you project things, right? And you said also a good point was depression, right? And depression is something, it's a choice, first of all. And especially
It's a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice. That's your choice if you want to be depressed. Yes, there is some sort of, you cannot be depressed, but you can feel depressed. Like, I give you an example. I woke up in the
Depression
hospital.
is a feeling, right?
Yes, I give you an example. I woke up in the hospital. I felt depressed. Yes. Obviously, I lost my legs, right? But I don't see it as state of mind. Like, basically, you don't wake up and the doctor will tell you you have this, right? It's like this. You just have to accept it. And actually, they tried to convince me I have it, and I refused it because they told me, yeah, you're gonna be suicidal, etc. I was like, you don't know me. How do you want to say this? And he said, yeah, based on statistics. And I was like, I don't give a fuck about your statistics. You don't know me as a human. Yes, we are human. We are all the same, but still you're different, a little bit. And I'm different with my mindset, obviously, right? So they tried hard to convince me, and I just refused it, right? Because I was like, no, I'm not depressed.
Were you
Otherwise,
always this motivating when you played football also, or it's only after the
yes.
accident?
No. I was always, but I think now way more. Right? Obviously, you experience something that, yes, I was already very positive, and I do believe if you think long enough about something, you're gonna attract it. Like, it can be everything, right? There can be bad things and good things. If you think long enough, and especially if you say it loud out, you're gonna attract it, right? Nobody will help you. So if I tell you all day long I lost 10 million, let's say this, right? 10 million, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna promise you it's gonna happen, because you say it out loud, and then you're attracted, right? So that's why I don't see as a loss. I just know it's everything a game. And it's very, very, very important how you shape your thoughts, because your thoughts attract, right?
But in your like initial, months after the accident, like the first 6 months, 1 year, I mean, when you try to do small things like opening the door, like somebody's come in your apartment, opening the door, or taking the water. Like if you have legs, you can just go and do stuff.
Yeah, now it's different.
But
Now.
now, so it's like a constant reminder that it is not like the.
But it's easier. So like I train a lot. For me, I can go upstairs, I can go downstairs. So for me, the world is pretty easy. I do understand for other people who are in a wheelchair and that don't have
Like
this
you have to
mobility.
depend on somebody.
Yes, I do really understand this, right? But for me, I can really do everything myself, right? I don't need anybody. I can do everything. I can even reach here, no problem, right? I get up here, no problem, right? So for me, it's very easy. But I also train, every day, so I'm capable to do it, right? And that's very important. And I need to train because I like it and I need it for my mind, right? But I can train. I can do absolutely everything just because I trained, you know? Other people I see, yes, I really understand, especially if you still have legs and in a wheelchair. Yeah, that's something that just like doesn't really help you, you know. I really understand, but I can go downstairs. I can even jump a little bit, you know. You can do every fucking thing, but just because, sorry, I train, you know, I'm fit and I try to be fit every day, so I'm capable to do all that stuff, right? But for me, small things are very easy. So maybe just for me, I don't know.
So if you need to go outside, you don't need somebody to.
No, absolutely not. Then I would feel like very disabled if somebody helps me and
Yeah.
things like that. I don't
So
like
like if
this.
you the normal people like let's take a walk or something.
Yeah, there's no problem, you know. We'll
Okay.
just go out, you know. For me, it's absolutely no problem.
And what about stairs? Like are you able to climb?
I can go to the stairs, pick the wheelchair is 6 kilos, it's full
Okay.
carbon, you know, so
Okay.
it's very light. So you
Okay.
can just take it and you go up, you know, or you go down. You
And then
can,
again you climb the wheelchair.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's nice.
exactly how I came here. I climb everything.
Because a lot of people just need someone to push the wheelchair through the stairs and
No, I
small things like
don't need
that.
it. Don't need it. Don't need it. I travel around a lot. So I was a lot in Bali, all
Yes.
these Asian countries, and these Asian countries are not made for someone in a wheelchair. I'm telling you this, you know.
Yes, I know that.
So like even if you go to a restaurant, you have to go first to a mountain and then down, you know. So I mean like, and then you have to go upstairs, you know. So how do you do it?
A lot of stairs basically.
Yes, especially Bali, you know.
Yes.
As far as I know, I think that transition is just with steps, you know, so fucking worse for me, you know. But I still managed to do it, you know, so it's not a big problem for me, you know. But I know some people, as soon they have like one step, it's done, you know, it's done for your day. For me, no, no. I've been to places where if you would look at it, so like, how did you get here, you know? Yeah, you can do it, you know, you can do it. For me, it's really not a problem, so it's okay.
What about driving a car or something?
No problem. You have hand gas. You can drive every car if you want. It's
Okay.
just like a little device. It's connected to your brake and gas,
Okay.
and then it says on the right side, and you just drive with your hand. So you have a very good feeling in your hand, and you can drive like a normal human. Nobody from the side would ever see you in a wheelchair.
Oh.
Yeah, so you don't see it. You
And
know?
can you swim also?
Yes, no problem. I box. I can swim. I can do everything. I pretty have a better body than most people, even though they have legs. Right?
Yeah,
So,
quite fit body.
yes, and you can do everything, you know. But I trained my mind, and it's for me. It's like if you would say me you can't, it motivates me. Like I'm gonna prove you I can, you know. So yeah. So you can do everything, you know. You just have to train, and I have the right mindset. Like you can, you know, if you try. But especially in the beginning when you have the accident, like these small things. How do I go to a toilet? How do I go these 2 steps in my house? You know, especially my room was upstairs. You
Okay.
know, 30 steps. How the fuck do you get to that?
Switzerland is a hilly area. You have this
Yeah,
up
yeah,
and
yeah.
downs.
We had a house, or we still have a house there with my parents. And my room was here, right? So you have to go up 30 steps, right? So how do you go up? Your father's old. He's not gonna take you on the back, you know. Your mom obviously not, right? So you need to think, you know. But then I come in and I just think, okay, there's a problem. What's the solution? So you just go up, you know. So that's how I did it, and then for me it's absolutely no problem, you know.
So, like, what helped you to come out of, the depression? I'm sure you are saying depression is a state of mind. Like,
I didn't have depression. No, absolutely
so
not.
you didn't had like a lot of people say, no, I write a lot and that helped me to cure depression, or I used to walk a lot, or whatever.
No, for
Nothing
me,
like that.
no, for me,
No external motivation.
yes, these 2 people, right? These 2 people who didn't have any legs or
Okay, you watched a lot of their videos.
yes, I watched it and I was like, you made it.
One
You
of these guys, Nick Center, he was supposed to come to my podcast, but then he traveled to
really,
yes,
really.
yes,
Wish him all the best.
yeah.
Well,
But
very
he had to go to
beautiful story.
to Europe due to some reason, and he will come back again in September.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
No, very. I watched him a lot, you know. So no,
Yes.
no disrespect or respect for this guy, but I was like, okay, if you can do it, I can do it too, you know. So that's more my mindset, and it actually motivated me. As soon as I see something, it's in every area in my life. If I see something that I want, it's like a proof for me. It exists. You can have it. Now you just have to figure out how. You know, that's then your part. That's then where the magic happens. You know, that's where you have to go out and figure out. Okay, how do I get this stuff? You know, how do I get there where I want? You know, and these 2 clearly made it. You know, in whatever sense they did. I think they were both born like this, right?
I don't think so. I think one guy was born
I
and
think
one.
the
Yeah,
US guy
yeah,
was
yeah,
born
yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
See, being born with disability and getting it, at
it's different.
it's very different
It's different.
because your brain is, wired in some ways.
Like I still know how to walk, you know? Like I
Yes,
still have
there's
this in
still,
my mind.
yeah, memory is
Even
there.
if I play football like Champions League final was, right? I was watching them. Every trick they did, I knew exactly. I could remember in my mind, do it in my mind because I had legs at some point, right? But if you were born, you cannot relate because you never had this feeling of like I'm free, I can walk, I can do whatever I want. I can still do whatever I want, but it's different. It's just a little bit different.
So no amount of external motivation. I mean, just these two guys. I mean, no amount of like writing or stuff like that.
No, no. Back
Or
then, not really.
and you didn't had any antidepressants like medicine, never.
I had a lot of medicine.
No antidepressants like for your depression or something like that.
To be honest, I had 21 different medicines at some point a day, a fucking day. And I don't even know what I took. I
Okay.
took one, like I remember one of them. I think some of them were antidepressants because there was a lot. And some of them were I just took for the sake of the other medicine, so you
Okay.
can put it down. And this made me a lot high. So during the day, I was just like dizzy. I was just looking around, not really here. But it was because of the pain, obviously, right? The pain was unbelievable. I would never wish this to someone, the pain you experience with this. And but I don't think I had antidepressant. I really don't know, to be honest. If I'm really honest, I don't know. But I was like down in like just because of the medicine itself. Because it made you really high. And then sometimes I actually just got a clear mind after like 5 p.m. And then I was like, we have to change this. Like, I cannot be high all day long. Like, it's not good, obviously. And then they changed it and reduced it till there was a point that they didn't give me anything.
And you said that you were like, clinically dead for 20 minutes, I think.
Exactly.
So, I mean, like, what was it? Like, what did the doctor tell? They didn't find any pulse, any heartbeat, or like, what was it?
Yes, it didn't had a heartbeat when they arrived there.
And they thought you were like dead.
They tried to get me back because they knew that the accident just happened, right?
Okay.
They didn't really knew when exactly I died, right? I think a minute later after I had the accident because we were
Yeah,
just
but
blotting
there was
out.
no heartbeat.
No, 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 no. That's why you also have this near-death experience. So basically, a lot of people ask me, "Do you saw like God or something?" To be honest, I didn't saw anything besides of me. So what you experience is, what I experienced basically is I was standing in front of me, and everybody around me, I will share it in the photos. Exactly what you see on the photos I saw in my dream, was trying to get me back. Right? We have to get him back. Blah 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 blah. And I was just in my dream standing next to it like this, right? Just waiting. And then at some point I looked up, and then I said, Yannick, it's not time to go. You have to do something. I still don't know what to do, right? But after this, I just woke up. I woke up in the hospital. And this went on for like 4 months. This exact dream. And back then I was in rehab in 4 months. And then it stopped. I never had it again. And then I realized, wow, if I can control if I want to die or not, what else can I control? Which is my whole life. So your whole life is in your mind, and you can control it, and you can create it. Everything bad that happens to you is your fault, and even everything good, right? So it was my own decision, and that was my near-death experience that I had. So like you can decide yourself if you want to die or not.
So I think you have this point that whatever happens in your life, it's your fault.
Yes,
So
that's
you,
also from Tate a lot, but I learned it from it. It's actually fucking true.
so your accident, you are saying it's your fault.
Yeah, absolutely. I had drunk. Yes.
Yeah, but a lot of people are drunk, but getting an accident like that, no one deserves.
Yes, so you can blame everybody else, but I blame myself. And if you blame everything yourself, you can also improve it. So I blame absolutely everything. That's maybe also a lot from tape, but I learned from it and adopted is whatever happens to you, it's your fault. It's absolutely your fault, right?
So you never had, this like a lot of people blame, hey, like why God you did something like that to me? Like a lot of people have,
Maybe
worse
it's
drunk.
just a test, who knows, right? I see it as test and I passed it. So I passed the test of God. And now I always think or say there's always a light of the in the end of the tunnel, right? If you go there, you're gonna get everything you want, right? Whatever you want, right? And I blame it myself. Yes, I drank, right? I was alone. There's nobody else to blame, right? It's not even to blame the train driver. How can he go around it? Obviously not, right? It's a
Don't you
track.
think it's just bad luck?
No, I just believe it's my fault, I don't know
You don't
what.
believe in luck?
You can get lucky, yes. Yes, I believe in luck if you work for it, yes.
No, like good luck and bad luck. Like even if you don't do anything, some bad thing can happen due to
I believe in
just due to
karma, yes, yes,
timing and
yes. I believe in karma. You can have good karma and bad karma. Let's say you're nice to people, you always say yes and thank you, you're gonna get good back. But if you damage people in whatever way, you're gonna get it back too. Don't worry. Yes, you're gonna get it back. So I believe in this. Maybe you mean this with good luck and bad luck.
a lot of times you get punished terribly due to no fault of yours.
Yeah.
Supposedly like your accident
Yeah,
or
yeah.
somebody like trying to cross a road, although it's like signals are there. Suddenly a car came out of nowhere and hit you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But
It's just bad luck basically.
it's still then, right? So if you want to really analyze it, you can say, okay, you were drunk, right? And I saw the videos, right? I was very drunk, I was like walking like this. So yes, you couldn't remember anything, right? It's your fault, right? So you can
Not getting drunk so much.
exactly, and especially the second thing is you were alone. Why the fuck are you alone, right?
If you are drunk, you need somebody who is sober.
Exactly, exactly. First of all, you went to the tunnel for whatever reason. I can't remember. Otherwise, I would say it. For whatever
Yeah, you
reason.
could just have stayed in the station and not go.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
I don't know what went through my mind that I went there, right? But obviously, it went everything good, right? So I'm happy, have a good life, and I try to motivate everybody around me that if I can do it, you can do it too, right? So I don't look back as a bad luck. Not really. You can discuss about it. I think it's everybody's own opinion how they want to see it, but I don't see it as bad luck. It was my fault, but it's also my fault because I involved in my life, right? Why involved in my life? Because it's my fault. Very simple. I worked for it. I worked on myself, especially on myself, and good luck comes, like you're saying, right? So you did good, and maybe God looked at me like, oh wow, you went through this whole shit, and you did something good. Now we're gonna reward you, right? So I think every time something bad happens, something good comes. It's actually a lot. You see this a lot. People like they experience something, and then all of a sudden something good happens, and then out of nothing. So I really believe this. So sometimes you just get punished or something bad happens, but if you stick through it,
Okay, like you said, no, you were really inspired by Nick Santorsio or the other guy, who had lost legs and were very inspired. Like somebody who has recently had an accident or, lost some limb or eyes or something, who is watching this. What message you want to give to them?
I would
He's like very depressed, maybe in a hospital watching the video.
I would say it's all in your hands. Try to work on your mindset. Try to be positive as much as possible because this is going to shape your life. And see it as this: you're still living and you're still here. And just do your best. Do your best. Think about your family and think about yourself. Don't give up. God wouldn't be happy if you give up. And see it as this: like something bad happens, and there's always a light. And the only person who can change it is you. Very simple, right? And that's my message for people. It doesn't matter what happens. Like I lost my legs. I could be at home and cry every day, but I refuse to do it. And that's why I'm here and have a good life and have good people around me because I worked for it. And I was just positive in my life and I really believed I can achieve it. So I really believe if you're depressed, see it actually as blessing because that's the state of mind that's gonna change you or it's gonna allow you to change.
Okay, you said that since you have lost your leg, you are getting a lot of attention.
Yes,
And,
yes.
and that has led to a lot of networking also.
Yes. Yes. Good networking. Yes.
So would you have become successful if you hadn't lost your leg?
I would say yes, but maybe in a different way. Maybe corporate, I would say. I was back then more in the corporate world. I knew this world that I'm in right now exists, but I didn't have any clue how to get there. I would say yes. Maybe I would become a professional footballer and would be successful there. But even then, it's like you don't know, right? One fall and it can be out.
Or some major injury?
Yes, yes.
Footballers have a lot of injury.
Yeah, I would say it depends how you define successful, right? For somebody, successful is like just having food on your table, right? So, it's really
Yes,
simple, you know. So
yes.
it's how you define it. I think back then it would be just having a normal apartment, a good job, and that is it. Now, today it's something completely different for me, you know. But yes, do think I would be, but just in a way different way, obviously, right? Because I had a way different life back then. It was just football. I was just in my city, you know. It was just different. So I would say yes, but more corporate, yes.
And like the way you converted your personal challenges into networking opportunities and success, like how would anybody, let's assume somebody has lost a lot of money, he want to convert it himself as a fuel for future growth or something, because see, when you lose money, like you said, no, it all happens sudden, you don't expect it.
Yep.
And suddenly he's like, oh, I've lost a lot of money due to some reason or the other, because entrepreneurship is anyway challenging, you don't know what's the next
Yeah.
thing is
Yeah.
coming. Okay, Google
Yes.
changing its algorithm, anything can happen.
Yes,
You don't
exactly.
know. Okay, Elon Musk buying Twitter, or
Yeah, 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 yeah,
anything
yeah.
can happen, any shit thing can happen.
Exactly,
And due
exactly.
to one reason or the other, you lost money, or near dear ones, like somebody losing their child, or
Yes,
it's like
yes,
very hard, or
yes.
very near and dear ones. How to overcome that depression? And because you say depression is a state of mind, how to overcome that and grow in life?
Invest in yourself. That's the best investment, the best ROI you can actually do in your life. Invest in yourself, invest in coaches, invest in training, invest in knowledge, invest in networking, just invest in yourself. Get better in your body, get better in your mind. If you have a strong body, you also have a strong mind. It's very simple. And you cannot be strong in your mind if you have a weak body. So training helped me a lot, but I train also my whole life, so I'm very used to it. Invest how you think, how you can adopt frameworks, how to solve problems. I would just always invest in yourself. It doesn't matter what happens. If you lose money, if you lose a family member, unfortunately, I would always invest in yourself because it starts within you first before it comes out to the world. So that's my tip to people that go through a hard time, like everybody does, right? Invest in yourself because you will see in a few months, years that it helped you. So I invest a lot in myself, mentally, physically, and I just try to be better, and it actually helped me because I see the biggest ROI, right? So that's what I would say. Do this, right? But obviously, everybody has his own opinion. But that's helped for me, right? So it can maybe also help the audience itself.
Okay, tell me some of your life experiences, like which a normal individual, with all the limbs wouldn't have, but you had this unique experience, which normal people don't have. Like any kind of unique experience you had
Very interesting. Very interesting. The biggest lesson I learned is your life starts within your mind.
with your mind.
Yes, within your mind. Mike Tyson has this famous saying. He says, "You are champion in your mind before you're champion in your bank account," or something like this, right? So it starts within your mind, right? So if you want to have a better life, then it starts here, right? And now a lot of people say, "How do you do this?" Like, do you learn a lot about manifestation or stuff, or like you look into this?
Manifestation.
Yes, a
I,
law of attraction and stuff like that.
I basically believe in doing good rather
Yeah,
than manifesting something. I
yeah,
believe in, if I do good, I will get good. That's like simply what I do.
exactly. So the core of manifesting is a lot of people say, yeah, just think about this or whatever, but the core is basically you already have it, right? So how would you act if you have it? So let's say a
So it's like
stupid.
fake it till you make it.
Yeah, it's not fake. It's just belief. It's nothing wrong to believe in this to your core that you're gonna have it. Let's say a stupid example. Let's say you want to have 100 million. Now you have to think about how would you act if you have 100 million. You wouldn't probably sleep till 10 a.m. Right? You wouldn't just like, I don't know, waste time for unusual shit. And if you start acting like you already have it, suddenly your world will shape how you think. Right? So I think highly from me, and that's why my world around me is highly, right? Highly in that sense, what I want. And you also attract these people. So I learned, and that was the biggest lesson that I learned from this accident is it starts within your mind. It starts absolutely within your mind, and you attract what you are, right? So whatever you think of, you're gonna attract, So yes, this is the biggest thing, and I see a lot of people that cannot control their mind. A lot of them are lost. Like you can't even help them. Even if I tell them do this, do that, do this, and I'm a perfect example, right? Like I'm qualified to tell you this, right? Actually, I'm qualified based on this experience I had, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it starts within your mind, right? If you want to have a better life, don't wait for the outside world to confirm it, because it won't. It won't, It only is gonna start here. Yes, it takes time. It takes years, obviously, right? But it starts here. It starts with a thought, and this thought's gonna manifest, right? And that's what I learned.
Did you cried a lot after your accident?
I cried like 3 times. I'm very honest.
3 times.
Yes, 3 times, like a lot.
That's it.
Yes, and then I cried, and then I was like, okay, now it's over. Like,
Because like if I mean typically how boys are raised, that men shouldn't cry, boys shouldn't cry.
no, I'm very honest. Like, I don't care, So I don't care what people think about me. I cried. Yes, obviously you lost your legs, right? There would be something fucking wrong with you if you don't cry, But I cried like 3 times, but not long. But mainly when I was alone, to be honest, right? Alone, but maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then you tell yourself like, yeah, it's now down, it's out. Like, stop crying, and change your life, because crying doesn't fucking help, It releases, maybe it helps you, but it doesn't also help you to speak about your thing all day long, It won't change your situation. Only thing that can change is you. So start working on this shit. I don't have time. Let's do it. Cry 5 minutes and then go back. And then since then I never cried again. I think the last time I cried about this was in a rehab or something, and then I never cried again. And why should I? Because it just helps me. And it can help anybody else also. If you don't have any arms or legs or you're in a wheelchair, see it as blessing. I mean, like, people will come to you, and they will ask you. And if you can frame this in a very, very interesting way, and you're also an interesting looking guy, and you don't look retarded, you're gonna get far in life, right? So, of
Okay, one unexpected question coming.
course,
Why have you not written a book about yourself, your autobiography? I think that would be a bestseller.
book
Yeah, about you.
about me.
I think that should be there.
Are you gonna help me?
Yeah, because people need you. Like,
Yeah, maybe I'm gonna do it. Yes, I think. Yeah, a lot of people are saying I should one. I really sometimes do believe I have to experience more in life to do one thing. I sometimes also believe it's not the right time, but there's also a famous saying, it's never the right time. So maybe in the future, yes, I'm gonna do something if I'm a little bit older. Yeah.
okay, another thing is like, is pain a motivator for you?
Pain in what sense?
Like physical pain or emotional, basically emotional
Yes.
pain.
Yes. Like a breakup. You lost back then, like football games. Yes, I got very motivated if I get angry, sad, or whatever. Or if I see something that I want, right, and I can get it, I get motivated. I don't get like this introverted, like, oh no, I don't have it. I get motivated. I get like, I want this because you have it. And I can have it too because you have it. And I get very motivated on this. So I feel like it's a very good motivator. Your emotions. A lot of people are controlled by their emotions, and I control my emotions. That's the difference. I'm not very emotional, to be honest, because it doesn't really help you, as a man, I would say. But you can and you can convert it in something good. You can convert it as motivation. A lot of people get then addicts, for example. They get angry, drink, get sad, smoke. I get more motivated, because you can convert this energy you actually feel to something good, and you can use it as fuel for your dream life. So I think it's a perfect motivator to be either angry, sad, or whatever emotional thing you're feeling. You just have to convert it in the right way so it benefits you.
So you take pain as a blessing. I mean, convert it in as a blessing.
Exactly. Yeah. It got me here, right? Because I wanted to change my life. I was in bed and I didn't know what to do. Obviously, right? So I was like, I have to do something. I don't know how. That's not my problem. I just have to do it, and then the way will unfold, which it did. Even now, I'm not finished, obviously. I want to do a lot in my life. But I don't think, oh, okay, I have to do this, this, and this, and that's how. I just let it surprise, let's just let it surprise me. But I use the emotion that I feel. Especially here in Dubai, you see a lot of stuff you can have, what other people have. They're not smarter than you, and that motivates me even more, right? Because you see a lot of stupid people, and they have everything, right? And I'm not talking just about money. I'm talking about everything. And it fuels me because I think you're not smarter than me. Sometimes you're stupid as shit, you know? So I want this too because I deserve it. I truly believe I deserve it and I want it. So I get it. And that motivates me. Like I get angry, you know, at this, not at this person, but more like you have it and I don't. So I get angry, use this, and convert it to work or to do whatever, train or whatever, you know? So I use it as motivated. And I think everybody should do too. You shouldn't really, you shouldn't be a victim of your emotions, you know. So a lot of people I see, oh, I'm sad, I'm tired. So like nobody gives a fuck if you do this. Nobody is interested in your emotions first of all, right? And you can use it then just sitting on bed and doing nothing, you know. Because in the end, you're just gonna look back once you're old and you're gonna regret you didn't do it. And I don't want this, right? And I'm very, very, very aware your life can be over tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it can be over today also.
Exactly. I tell those people like you
Yeah.
don't have time. You can be dead, die tomorrow, right? And they're like, no, no. Listen, look this here. Okay, I didn't expect this to happen. You know, I'm still here, so I'm very aware. The life can be over next hour, right? So you don't have time and use it wisely. You know, so do something with your life. Whatever you want to do, I don't care. Just do something. You know, and
So,
be.
so you are saying that anybody can be a millionaire with the right mindset?
No, I don't think so.
Cannot.
No, this it depends how you frame millionaire, entrepreneur, millionaire.
Yeah, entrepreneur. A lot of people. So basically, our podcast is watched by a lot of people who may be having jobs, but who
Yeah.
want to, entrepreneur. And they're very, wary of risk taking. I lose money, and
Yeah, I do think no, it's not for everybody.
Okay.
I said in the previous podcast yes, but I changed this. Yes,
What? Why this change in opinion?
because it's a very like you entrepreneur yourself, and you know there's like up and downs,
Yes.
you know, and not
a lot of
every,
emotional,
Yeah, exactly.
stuff.
Some people are just emotional bitches. Sorry if I say it like this,
No,
right?
yeah.
But really, like you snap with the finger and start crying, you know. And
Hmm.
then I tell them like, lose a few million. Let's see if you start crying, you know. You're gonna probably die because you're like that scared, you know.
They will die of heart attack, basically.
Yeah, like a heart attack at the lost $2, you know, like some shit like this. So no, but you can obviously involve yourself to it if you really, really, really want. But some people are just not built for this, you know. I think you need to be a certain type of person to
Thick
be.
skin, I think, basically, kind of like a.
Yeah, but what business is basically speaking with people, right? You go in a room, you go into a room, and there's people. You have to speak. It's the same. It doesn't matter where it is. I'm here. I'm speaking with you. If I go to a government, I'm speaking with people. So it's just people. People in a room speaking, right? So in my experience so far, you need to be good with people, you know. And there's a lot of different people in the world, especially here in Dubai, as you know, right? And I don't think everybody can be entrepreneur. But you can evolve yourself to an entrepreneur, obviously, right? With some it's faster, with some it's not so fast. But I don't think everybody actually should. It wouldn't be good for the world if anybody is an entrepreneur.
Okay, if like anybody under 25, because most of my audience is young, watching this podcast, a lot of times youngsters are pretty clueless in life. They don't know. Somebody's saying do drop shipping. Somebody's saying do this, do that. Like they're confused in life what to do. What's your advice for them? Like,
Try everything. If you're young, invest in yourself. If you're young,
like the more fuck ups you have, the more you discover
yeah,
yourself.
the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out. Very simple, right?
Fuck around and find out.
Try everything. Like I tried a lot of other businesses too before I actually stumbled upon dropshipping, you know, or e-commerce. So I tried a lot. I tried trading. I tried a lot of fucking stuff, right? But this constantly like trying led me to this point now, right? So I would say if you're young, you have time, you have no responsibilities. So try out everything, right? And I think you're gonna find out pretty fast where you're good at, where is your passion, you know, and where you can actually involve. I would, if you can, obviously, for me, my opinion, do marketing and sales. It's the best skills because you're always going to need this, right? So one of these two I would always do. If you don't want to do it, go more IT with AI. Today it's very important that you understand this. But in general, just try. Try, you have time. You won't have that much time, especially you audience. I know. Do you guys actually marry very early in life.
Not like that.
Okay, okay.
But mostly in India, relationships lead to marriage. Like
Uh-huh.
people date very less.
Yes.
Like if I'm dating somebody, I'm marrying, like that kind of stuff.
Yes, okay. Yeah, exactly. So at some point you can't really take risk, you know. You have maybe a family and then you can't, but if you're young, you can take risk. So do it, you know. If you're serious about your life, you know, but try a lot out. I tried a lot in my life and I won't regret it, you know, because I tried a lot, I saw a lot, and I would recommend to everybody that too.
And do you read books?
Yes, I do.
Top 3 book recommendations?
The 48 Laws of Power. The something.
That's a very controversial book, basically.
It's a very good book. Yes, that's good. So, that's more marketing related. Breakthrough advertising. That's a book that not a lot of people know of. The third one, I don't really know anymore. I don't read books that much anymore.
Okay.
I read more books about human nature.
Okay, any podcasts you
Yes,
follow?
yours.
Thank you. Thanks
Yours,
a lot.
Joe Rogan.
Thanks a lot.
TED Talk is also considered as a
They're very
podcast.
motivating.
Yeah, this year. I personally don't really watch Tate, for example.
Yes.
I would say it's more, Tate speech, I would say. Very interesting. Yes, these are the best podcasts, yeah.
Okay.
Well, number one is yours, obviously.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a
No
lot.
problem.
And what are your plans? Like any short-term, long-term goals?
Short term, I just try to be better as a human being, get better, get more knowledgeable, get better network, involve more in business, get a better body even more.
Long-term, any lifelong goals? Like I want to have a legacy or something like that?
Yes, obviously I want to have a legacy. I won't go very in detail, but my main goal is just to be the best version of myself in every area in my life. Right? This takes time, and this takes work, and you don't know, to be honest.
I think you should have a goal to release your book in the next 6 months. A lot of people would need it.
A book.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. You give me some good ideas, to be honest, today. Yes, maybe. Actually, take it as inspiration. Actually, do one. Yeah.
A lot of people haven't achieved, so much great, but they have the books. I mean, people need it more than you think they need it.
Yes, there's actually a lot of people who release books. I say,
Yes.
Yeah. I should. Yeah, I think about this. Thank you so much.
And any parting notes for the audience? Like our time's up, so like any
Parting notes? What does that
like
mean?
end notes for the audience, like from your life, like any end thing.
Depression is a choice,
It's a choice.
and it's a state of mind.
It's not real.
No. It's absolute. Yes, in some sort of course, like mental illness is real. Like
PTSD.
It's real. Yes, it's really real, right? But I don't believe you are depressed. You can feel depressed, like I did, but you can change it, right? You can think about blue and now red, and see I catched you, right? You really did this in your mind. So the same thing you can do, right? So if you control your mind, you can control your life. Very easy, right? So that's how I did. Yes, it's said very easy, but you have to work on it, right? It took me also a long time to actually get very used to it and just straight thinking. So for you guys out there, be very careful what you think, work on yourself, and think positive and hope. Right?
And last thing before the end of the podcast, last question, like how to have an unbreakable mind like yours without losing leg. Like you realize a lot of things after losing your leg. Like how to have an unbreakable mind like yours.
Fuck up a lot.
Fuck up a lot.
Yes, fuck up a lot and stand up. Right? That's how you
Have an unbreakable mindset. Like you have, you can like take any risks in life right now. Like
have this mindset you never lose. Like I truly never lose in my mind. Never. Doesn't matter what it is. Even if I would lose, let's say, a loved one, if somebody goes out from
so
my
you are
life,
never anxious about the future, like what will
No.
happen tomorrow, what will happen next month.
No,
Never
because I
anxious.
know we're gonna win. I know. I truly believe I always gonna win. Maybe not now. Maybe not in a year. Right?
Maybe not immediately, but definitely.
Yes, you're gonna definitely win. And it's really just my mindset. And if something happens, that means just a test. But in the end, you're gonna win. And that's my mindset. I win. I'm a winner. I'm not a loser.
Oh, that's a nice way to end it. Okay, Yannick, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Our time is over. Thanks a lot for coming to
Thank
the
you
pod.
so much
Thanks
for
a lot.
having me here.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Thank you so much.